Good day guys, nice to have you here. You guys have always been the best, and for that I want to give something back. And a lot of you have been requesting special event tasks in order to keep it more interesting rather than giving rewards randomly to someone on the comment section. Which is why beginning today I will post event missions which when fulfilled will earn you certain skins of great value depending on the difficulty of the task. It can range between 500 diamonds up to 2,000 diamonds worth of Mobile Legends skins. So make sure to always check our social media pages in order for you to always get the updates about our upcoming skin giveaway mechanics. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and of course YouTube. And don't forget to always check the community page or tab on our YouTube channel for new promo announcements. Before we continue, I want to give my shoutouts to Jacob L and Janelle Katluan. Thank you guys for always supporting the channel. You're both awesome. So apparently, this may be Argus' final adjustment. Knowing that his ultimate is his main identity, a lot of people are arguing that this is by far his worst adjustment yet. A lot of people think that the slow immunity and greatly lowered cooldown is not enough as a trade-off for losing 1 second of his ultimate's duration. Claiming this adjustment is good or bad is definitely debatable. At this point though, this change is inevitable and all we can do is adapt to it. Which is why I will share some tips on this video on how you can play Argus effectively with this adjustment. Same as how my older Argus videos has helped a lot of people, trust that this video will enlighten you and help you as well. First, let's talk about the emblems. In my opinion, Killing Spree is still the best emblem talent to have as this gives you longevity in extended clashes, especially now since his ultimate's duration is lowered by 1 second. Another great thing about this emblem talent is the fact that it has all the stats you need. Personally, I prefer investing on physical penetration and cooldown reduction. I however think the configuration is dependent on your playstyle. If you have Master using his first skill, I suggest unfollowing my configuration as this favors the combo AD Argus. You don't really need too much movement speed if you are accurate with your skill shots, right? Otherwise, you can choose movement speed or even physical attack and physical penetration, which will nullify the nerf they gave Argus last year when he was first revamped. For the battle spell, either equip Flicker or Purify. I however think Purify is the best battle spell for him. This spell discourages crowd control heroes from targeting you first. As a matter of fact, a lot of players are discouraging using their crowd control on me, that I normally use Purify 2 to 3 times per game only. For items, we'll discuss that step by step. In a nutshell though, due to the extremely low cooldown of his ultimate, it's suggested not to focus on items that will give you cooldown reduction. Instead, invest on burst and attack speed items. Also, I don't think War Axe is still applicable. MOONTON has nerfed War Axe so much, it no longer is as effective on Argus as how it was. I will now discuss when and why you should get the following items. Berserker's Fury in my opinion is still the best item for Argus, especially since on the upcoming patch, the cost of this item will be lowered down, thus making it easier for you to get it as either your first or second item. The damage this item gives is unreal, plus it has amazing synergy with a lot of the recommended items for Argus. I recommend getting this item on all lineups. Corrosion Sight I believe should now be one of his core items. The logic behind its effectiveness lies within his second skill. His second skill inflicts an 80% slow, and Corrosion Sight inflicts an 8% slow for each basic attack, which is fairly close to the maximum slow effect of 90%. His second skill slow only lasts for less than 1 second. By the time it has lost its effect, the stacks on Corrosion Sight have been high enough for you to secure your target, which allows you to deal enough damage and take them down or force them to at least leave and play cautiously next time. Not only does it slow, but it also increases your movement speed, which also stacks on your second skill's movement speed bonus effect. Once you have those two items, you can choose whether you will get Half Claws next or Windtalker. I normally get Half Claws against heroes with great HP sustain. The key to this item is to regenerate as much HP as you can or last longer in battle without using your ultimate right away. while Windtalker is applicable when you're snowballing hard and you want to bank on damage output to further increase the gap. In other words, Has Claws is more of a defensive item or defensive approach, while Windtalker is an offensive approach. Personally, I prefer getting Has Claws after Corrosion Sight, then Windtalker afterwards, since my playstyle revolves around staying on the battlefield as long as possible. Now if an enemy hero has so much HP sustain and you are getting wrecked, then I suggest getting Sea Halberd. Depending on how wrecked you are, is when you will get this item. Are you just wrecked? Get it after Has Claws. And if you are ultra wrecked, get it before Has Claws. You get the picture, right? Getting Demon Hunter Sword is debatable. The choice is up to you if you will get this item or not. I, however, recommending on doing so mid to late game, since that's when enemy heroes' HP are higher, therefore allowing this item to deal more damage. This is most effective against enemies with high HP pool. Your final physical attack item is completely relevant based on your preference. Me personally, I prefer Blade of Despair, but only get this item if you are gaining so much lead in gold gains, as this item costs a lot of gold. Otherwise, if you are behind, I recommend getting Hunter Strike. This is an item that provides above average damage output and will also help you in chasing and escaping due to the temporary movement speed bonus it provides. Besides, that cooldown reduction will come in handy in lowering your ultimate's cooldown further. You might have noticed that I didn't have Golden Staff. Main reason is because it takes longer for that item to take your enemies down. The only time it's really useful is when it's purchased with Demon Hunter Sword. And also if you are up against slow ramping, tanky heroes like Thomas. Right now though, Thomas is not really that relevant and the chances of you encountering a marksman is higher than you encountering a hero like Thomas. Otherwise, if you are up against a hero with a huge HP pool, then by all means you can try Golden Staff. Again, based on your preference, and make sure that you're gonna judge the situation carefully. Now, in order for you to become more successful, I really suggest on practicing using his first skill. That's it. There's no secret formula. There's no secret sauce.
Secret formula?
You just have to make sure that you make your first skill count as frequent as possible. And if you somehow missed, never, and I mean never, force an attack. Instead, recast your first skill out of combat. And if you do nail your first skill, I suggest on using your basic attack first and then stabbing them with your second skill. Now if your target has a dash or blink skill, I recommend on using your second skill right away after catching an enemy with your first skill. While this game is merely a test on this build, it was well thought of and tried in dozens of games. At the end of the day, your build is still dependent on your playstyle and team lineups. Let's go ahead and play the game highlights of this match. Enjoy!
An enemy has been slain. Monster kill. Ally has been. An enemy has been slain. Ally has been slain. Godlike.
That concludes our Argus content for today. What do you think about this item build? Feel free to share your thoughts on the comment section below, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe everyone. Peace.